Welcome to the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. My name is Tanner Kern. I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. In this right here, this is G Money Grant Mitchell. We're giving you winners on a Friday, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, man of the people in the room. How you doing? Welcome in to Ride the Line Friday edition. People don't want the picks. People need the picks. People are getting the picks on the show. You got to smash the subscribe button, Grant Mitchell.
I've already smashed that subscribe button, Tanner. Everybody out there, if you're watching this video, tell us truthfully. Don't lie to us. Did you hit the subscribe button? Because if you didn't, Tanner, what do we always say? We are doing our job, waking up bright and early. We're putting in the grind. We're putting in the graft. We are making it so easy. All you have to do is press one subscribe button. It takes 1 second out of your day, causes you no harm, only brings you benefit from getting our best betting picks. We are here pretty much every day in the work week. We make the week better for you guys. You make it better for us by hitting that subscribe button. Don't let us down.
We stormed the beaches in Normandy. We stormed the freaking beaches of Normandy, and you can't press the subscribe button. You're not an American. That's what I'll say. If you don't like us, get out. Don't just watch if you're not pressing the subscribe button. Support us a little bit. Give us a little love and press the damn button. We stormed your grandfather, great-grandfather probably stormed the beaches in Normandy, and you can't press a button. Let that sink in.
Hey, Tanner, do you know the name of any Swedish beaches? Because the USA needs to worry about storming Sweden this weekend. U.S. women's team got a big game coming up. Look, Tanner, I know you've been critical of the women because you gave them the most inspirational speech that I've heard in my entire life, and they went on to let you down. Look, if you're the women's team, you beat Vietnam 3-0. It sounds like a good result, but Vietnam is absolutely atrocious. It wasn't that impressive. Then you need an equalizer from a set piece against the Netherlands to get a draw out of it. Then you are outplayed. Probably should have lost to Portugal. They hit the post in extra time, but you still make it through on a 0-0. Those were the wake-up calls. Those were the kicks in the teeth. The U.S. entered the tournament as the favorites to win it all. They have dropped to third in the betting odds. Now, the number 2 ranked nation in the world, Germany, they are out of the tournament. They did not qualify for the bracket. The U.S., again, the number 1 team in the world, taking on Sweden, the number 3 team in the world. This weekend, it might be the round of 16, but this is the World Cup final right here. The U.S. women has a golden opportunity to put that bad start behind them and say, you know what, we have freaking arrived, and they got to do it. That's all they got to do. No more talking. You just got to execute.
They're terrible, but I want to give another pregame speech. I want to do it again. I want to do it. So this calls for a big day, Grant.
Should I put my hand over my heart for the national anthem again?
Yeah, when I get the music started. Let's see here.
You don't have it queued up. I feel like that should have been at the top.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to do it because they're an embarrassment. I wasn't going to do it. I'm sick of. They lost me enough money already betting on this shit that I don't even feel like watching anyways. But you know what? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to play the national anthem.
Hand over your heart, America.
Ladies, you have been an absolute embarrassment to your country and everyone around you. You almost get knocked out of whatever round you were in, and you start celebrating. You take selfies. You dance like you actually did something. You survived a country that doesn't play soccer. You then got lucky because a ball hit the post, and you think you did something. That is not American. America stormed the beaches in Normandy. America won the World War multiple times, back-to-back champs. And if you bring that energy, ladies, you might have a damn chance to do something. If you bring the energy of the friendship era of 2023 that we live in, you will be sent home and have a long flight back from Australia or New Zealand or wherever the hell you are playing right now. You have a country that wants to bet against you because you suck so bad. So please, ladies, all I ask is that you show up and do something in this game. Don't take a selfie after you barely win, and maybe you will be okay. God bless America. Back-to-back World War champs. Start acting like it.
And I'm proud to be an American. That was what I'm talking about, Tanner. I'm pumped up. I love that. I love that out of you, Tanner.
I'm just telling him, like, the bottom line is they haven't been good. Don't act like you've been good. Hell, if I go into pool play and I'm playing freaking video games against a bunch of 4-year-olds, okay, and I barely beat one and I tie 2 of them and I get to the next round, do you think I'm going to be taking a selfie and dancing? No, it's not how it works.
No, that is not how it works. All right, Tanner, enough about the U.S. women's team. You and I are going to be locked in. We're probably going to have a midnight. The game's at 5 a.m, but I know you and I are going to be up on FaceTime watching it and analyzing it at the latest betting trends, as we always do. Wink, wink. I'm not being serious, guys. I'll probably be asleep. But U.S. women's team, please win. Please win for us. You won the last 2 World Cups back-to-back. That was good. That was good. But don't go out like this. Don't be an embarrassment. All right, Tanner, let's get the pick started.
Subscribe. People don't want the picks. People need the picks. Boston Red Sox versus Toronto Blue Jays. I will be in attendance in this game. I'm very excited about it. And the Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park's going to be buzzing tonight. Fenway Park's going to be buzzing more in this podcast because the Boston Red Sox have a chance right now to overtake the Toronto Blue Jays this weekend. They haven't lost to Toronto yet. If they do that this weekend, they will be the third place team in the wild card by the end of the weekend. Realistically, I'd like the Red Sox just to win the series. I don't think they win all 3. I think tonight's a really good spot for them against Alek Manoah. We'll see about the rest of the weekend. I'm not touching the run line here, Grant. I know you like the run line. I don't mind it. I might play it going the game. But my official bet here is the under because Alek Manoah has actually been a lot better recently since he got called back up from the Florida Complex League than he was earlier in the season. He's also been better on the road. He has a sub-4 ERA on the road this season. That goes through all his starts, even his dog water starts at the beginning of the season. Going against James Paxton, who is the new Chris Sale of the Boston Red Sox in his prime. James Paxton's been really freaking good. 6-2, 3.34 ERA, whip right around 1, 80 strikeouts in 70 innings, limits the walks, limits the home runs. This is the Red Sox game to win here, but I do like the under. I think Boston offense, which has been up and down as of late. If you look at their past 5 games, they scored 3 runs, 6 runs, 2 runs, 3 runs in 11 innings and 2 runs. They have not hit the baseball that well. So I think Alek Manoah has a chance to be decent today. And then when you look at Manoah and then you look at Paxton, I think he's going to be able to shove this Toronto Blue Jays team. So that's what I'm riding with today, Grant, under 10 runs.
I definitely like the under here, Tanner. You convinced me of this. I am taking the run line personally. It's not a pick on the show that I'm giving, but I am betting it personally. But just to elaborate on some of those stats you were throwing out there, Manoah, since he came back from the negative 1,000 A-League, he has a 4.34 ERA, which isn't great, but it is better than the 5.87 he has for the season. Paxton, over his last 10 games, has been really special. And if you take out the only bad start in those 10, he gave up 6 earned in 3 innings. If you take that out, he's got a 2.04 ERA across 50-something innings. So, yeah, he's been really good lately. Like you said, the Red Sox lead the series 7-0 across the season. The Red Sox have also scored more runs than the Blue Jays since the All-Star break in 2 fewer games. So I am confident in the Red Sox getting a result, but I do like the under as well. I think that's a very savvy play.
Yeah, Red Sox just going to dominate the series. That's how it's going to work. Grant, what's first pick? Let's go.
My first pick, I'm going with the over of 8 runs in the Dodgers-Padres game. Now, obviously, this is a whole number, so we are able to get a push out of it if it ends 5-3, 6-2, so on and so on. I do think that is important here with these division rivals. Now, on the mound in this one is going to be Bobby Miller for the Dodgers. He's got a 4.37 ERA and a 1.19 whip. Going against Yu Darvish, who's got a 4.53 ERA and a 1.29 whip. The Dodgers have been trending over. They hit the over in 11 of their last 15 games. You look at the Padres, they've actually been trending under, but not through any fault of their own. They're averaging just under 5.5 runs per game during that same 15-game stretch. It's honestly their fault because Joe Musgrove and Blake Snell have been so lights out that nobody's been able to score, and their bullpen has also been very good. Now, maybe that's a little bit of a concern, but the Dodgers bullpen has been pretty terrible, so if you need an extra run or so late in the game, you can most likely count on the Dodgers to give that up. Also, these teams, the Padres and the Dodgers, they rank 2nd and 4th in scoring since the All-Star break. The Padres are 3rd in home runs. Like I said, the Dodgers bullpen is pretty bad. Couple points of concern, JD Martinez probably not going to play. Looks like he's coming back tomorrow, not today. Max Muncy's questionable after getting hit by a pitch, got a little contusion. But ultimately, these are high-powered offenses. A line of 8 is not very high. The starting pitchers are not very good, and the relievers on one side, the Dodgers side, are also not very good. So the fact I can get a push out of an 8, and then we get, obviously we win if it gets a 9 or above, I definitely like that.
Yeah, Max Muncy. It doesn't make that much. I mean, yeah, when he delivers offensively, power wise, he's one of the best in the league, right? He's hit OPS is high, home runs are high, but that's like 191. It's a coin flip if he's going to make contact every night. So I like the pick, Grant. I love the pick.
Thank you. All right, what's your second pick?
All right, so Diamondbacks Twins. I'm going to take the under of 8.5 runs here. This is a steal under for me, in my opinion. I look at Merrill Kelly versus Bailey Ober. Both these guys have been pitching very well this season. Kelly 9-5 with a 3.2 ERA, whip right around 1.1, 106 innings, only 82 hits allowed. The biggest concern for Kelly is his walks. He just loves walking people for some reason. I don't know why. 41 walks in 106 innings. So he's going to give up a lot of free passes, but he has the strikeout ability to get out of his tough jams. And then Bailey Ober, 6-5 with a 3.2 ERA, whip right around 1. He's been sensational this season, much better than Kelly has, and Kelly's been good. 98 innings on the bump, 85 hits allowed, 95 strikeouts, almost a strikeout per inning, only 18 walks, 13 homers allowed. So I'll ride with both these pitchers. The Diamondbacks offense as of late has not been good at all. They lost 1-0 yesterday to the Giants. They just got swept by the Giants. They lost 4-2 and 4-3. The Twins have been hitting the baseball a little bit more than Arizona, but they're a home run team. They rely on home runs. They're a big strikeout team. I think we're going to see Kelly hit his strikeout total tonight, and this game stay under.
I think you summed that one up perfectly. Honestly, every point that I could possibly raise, you brought it up. I was strongly considering giving this pick out on the show. I definitely think the under is going to hit here. I'm probably going to bet it personally. And yeah, like you said, I mean, the Diamondbacks offense has fallen off a cliff. Twins, they can score a lot of runs, but they're very streaky. They're very explosive when they do. It feels like they score 6+ or they don't score at all. And if you can just count on Kelly to, not give up a home run, their offense is probably going to struggle. So I love the under in this game. I think that's an awesome pick.
Back-to-back unders. Blue Jays, Red Sox under. Diamondbacks, Twins under. Lock it up.
Yeah, lock it up. Just like you should lock up the Baltimore Orioles run line -1.5 versus the New York Mets. The New York Mets, look, the New York Yankees, thank God that they are so bad, because the spotlight was on the Mets. What would we be saying about them? They were just swept by the Kansas City Royals. They only covered one time as underdogs to the Royals in a 3-game series. There's an absolute disgrace right now. It's just a travesty what's going on up there. You've got one of the most expensive payrolls in all of baseball, and all it ends in is you being sellers at the deadline. That's just inexcusable. Now, on the mound in this one for the Mets is going to be David Peterson. He started the year off as a regular starter. He was relegated to coming out of relief. I don't know what the plan for him here is. I would assume with Scherzer and Verlander being gone, you can probably promote him, I would assume they're planning for him to at least go 5 innings, but ultimately we're going to see. But no matter what happens, Peterson has not been good this season. He's 3-7 with a 5.92 ERA and a 1.62 whip. The key thing here is if he is starting, he's got a 6.57 ERA as a starter this season, so even worse than his overall numbers. He's going against Dean Kramer, who's 10-4 with a 4.66 ERA and a 1.34 whip. Those numbers obviously aren't great, but he did have a 3.45 ERA in July, and all 5 of his appearances were wins. It feels like this Orioles pitching staff is really starting to improve, and I think that's a big deal going into the postseason. The Orioles are also 13-7 since the All-Star break. That's the second best record in Major League Baseball, whereas the Mets, they struggle on the road. They're only 24-35 there. The Orioles can score. They're 11th in scoring. The Mets are 25th in scoring. Obviously, they struggle to do that. The Orioles bullpen is also improving. They're up to 11th in ERA since June 1st. Too many reasons to go with the Orioles here, so you know what? I'm not going to turn that down. Orioles run line versus the Mets.
Dean the Cream is locked down, Grant. Dean the Donut, man. Locked down.
Yeah, he's been good lately, like I said. And Peterson, whether he's only pitching 1 inning or whether he's going for 5, it hasn't been good either way.
Yeah, Dean the Cream is absolute lockdown pitcher. So nice play out of you, Grant. Really nice play. I am going to stick in the same game here. I'm just going to take the first 5 money line. They're -170 for the game, but you can get them on FanDuel and DraftKings, I believe, for like -145 for the first half. I'll take that all day. Baltimore is a quick starter. They jump on teams early. I look at the Mets. They trade away pretty much everyone that can walk on the team. So that's not going to be helpful for them. I think Peterson's going to give up a lot of runs. As long as Kremer can maneuver, Pete Alonso and stuff, I do like the first half money line here for a very fair price of -145, especially with the Orioles, how good they've been playing as of late.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Tanner, I'm trying to find right now. I'm trying to see if I can find. Here we go. I'm looking at the first inning scoring output for this season. I want to see where the Orioles rank. Well, let's see where the Mets are. Oh, here's a fun little stat to back up your point here, Tanner. The Mets have scored the fewest first inning runs in the entire league.
Love that.
Who knew? They've scored 33 runs in the first inning this entire season. Second worst is 42. That's how bad they've been. So that's, even more reason to go with this pick here. I mean, I like the pick to begin with, obviously, if I'm going with the Orioles run line personally. But again, you just open my eyes to something.
And you can put, I believe in that. It's not a three-way market. So if you push the first 5, I think it's just get your money back.
I think it is.
Yeah. They usually specify when it's like a 3-way. Like if there's a tie, you don't get your money back.
Yeah, it's like a tie no bet, basically.
This one's just 5-inning money line, though.
Okay, and that's your third pick of the show, right?
Yep, last pick, Grant.
All right, I've got the final pick here, and Tanner, I'm going to be honest. Here, I'll tell you the pick, and then I'll jump into why. So I'm taking the under of 8.5 runs in the Cubs-Braves game. Now, I'm missing something here. That's my takeaway. I'm missing something. On the mound in this one for the Braves is Max Fried. Came back from an injury somewhat recently. He's 2-1 with a 2.08 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. He had, I think, 3 or 4 straight shutouts, but then the last time we saw him, he gave up 5 earned runs in 6 innings, so he's coming off of a rough start. Going against Kyle Hendricks, who's been really good this season, 4-5 with a 3.49 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP. But Hendricks did have his worst month of the season in July. He had a 4.26 ERA. So 2 good pitchers. One had his worst month of the season. One just had his worst start of the season. And then the teams, they rank 1st and 4th in scoring, the Cubs and the Braves, obviously. They rank 1st and 2nd in home runs. They rank 1st and 2nd in slugging percentage. The Braves lead the league in batting average since the All-Star break. The Cubs are somewhere in that top 5. The Cubs are averaging 13.7 runs in the last 3 games. The last time we saw the Braves, they scored 12 against the Los Angeles Angels. The bottom line here is I'm missing something. Everything is screaming to me this should be an over, or at the bare minimum, the line should be at 10, 10.5, and 11 runs, but it's only at 8.5. And in situations like this, I don't think this is a trap. I just think they're telling me something. I don't know what I've missed, but I have missed it. I'm taking the under of 8.5. Sometimes you just got to know when you're beat. I think I'm beat. I'm going under.
Yeah, it's kind of a stay away for me. I don't love the over. I don't love the under because, you look at it's a day game. So right there, the total is going to be a little lower automatic. It's a day game after a travel day. Max Fried the Cubs played yesterday too at home, so they got to play it. They got to play a day game on Friday. I feel like the Cubs usually play day games on a Friday for some reason, though. I feel like I see them on the schedule all the time there. But Kyle,
by the way, I think you're right. I feel like I watch the Cubs all the time on Fridays.
I think they play Friday afternoon games every week for some reason. I don't know why, but that's their day. Kyle Hendricks been good. He's got a 4.09 expected ERA though, rather than a 3.49. So he has not been as good as his numbers would show. Max Fried's been legit. Just think, the Cubs scored 36 runs and they're 41 runs in their past 3 games. So they're not going to do that, obviously, but they're seeing the baseball well. The Braves, we know how dangerous. The Braves can strike at any time, honestly. So I don't love the over. I don't love the under. I'd probably just stay away.
To me, it should be a no-brainer over, which is why I'm going with the under. It's like I said, sometimes the lines just talk to you, and that they're chirping away to me today.
I did that the other night with the Cubs. Remember? I said Marcus Stroman. The Cubs lost.
Yeah. Hey, don't wish that upon me.
The line makes no sense, so I'm going to bet it. It made sense.
All right. Well, that was my final pick of the show. Tanner's already given his. So, guys, we are going to head out of here. But before we do, one final reminder, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Tanner and I have some exciting ideas in the works, especially with the NFL season approaching. You're going to be getting our best bets during the NFL season. We've already talked about playoffs. We're probably going to be talking about futures at some point, MVP, teams we like in the conferences, all that good stuff. You're going to find it right here on this channel. So make sure that you are subscribed. And Tanner, take us on out into the weekend.
Nathaniel Hackett is a terrible play caller, a dog water play caller, and this Jets franchise is doomed already. Just because Aaron Rodgers is smiling on the sidelines doesn't mean they're going to be a good football team because their coaching staff was horrendous last night. That was Ride the Line, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We will see you on Monday for another episode. Keep riding.